there folks, JD here, and this is a bit of a different video. Now, what I thought today, we would go through some of the things that we've had delivered. I was hoping to have everything here, all the gadgets and gizmos, cameras and the like, so I could go through everything. Unfortunately, that's not the case. A couple of things have turned up, so I thought I'd go into that and just let you guys see these, and things which are going to be leaking out and coming into the channel in coming weeks and coming months. So, first of all, before I get into the things that are delivered, I want to give a bit of a shout out, and that is to Abigail Green, age 9, for sending me this in. Thank you ever so much, Abigail. It's a nice little helipad, as I'm going to be using this in the next indoor video that we do. Thank you ever so much, Abigail. That really does mean a hell of a lot that you actually went to the time to make this and then send it over. Thank you ever so much. So, I think that's really awesome, and I'm going to be using that in an indoor flight video in the coming weeks. The next things are the other things that I've ordered. So I was hoping to have cameras and stuff like this to show you. I've got a load of stuff coming, but it's still coming. It's still not here. Now, first of all, this, you might think, these are really cool. I think they're really cool, but that's maybe because I'm massively sad, I don't know. But I thought I would start off by, first of all, getting one of these. One of these, I've been looking for one for ages, and I haven't been able to find one. And now I have found one. This is a GPS speed meter. So essentially, whenever I take out a quadcopter, a car, anything like that, I always think to myself, oh, well, this quadcopter's rated at 24 kilometers an hour. Does it really hit 24 kilometers an hour? Well, now I know. So this is a little speedometer. It records onto a little bit of inbuilt memory that it's got, not a lot, and then you can just pull it off, and then you can attach it to Google Maps, and you can plot exactly where you were, and you can see the highest speeds and the lowest speeds and things like that. I just wanted it. I thought it was pretty cool, and I thought it was pretty cool to add that sort of telemetry data into the videos as well. Now, I have tried it, I've tested it, and it works really well. It gives you a very, very accurate display of how fast you are going, but also, when I was pulling off the telemetry data, I must have pulled it off incorrectly because not all of it came up properly. So what I'm going to do, and as I've built myself a little rack, which I'm going to show you in incoming videos, where essentially this sits onto a little board, and then we have a camera that comes up and records this particular screen. And that's just because I enjoy building things. So once I figure out exactly how this works properly, then I'm going to show you guys. Now, the manual that comes with it is pretty good. It does go into quite a lot of detail, and I followed it exactly to the letter, but not everything came off properly. So I want to see why, because I want to see if this unit is defective or if it's just something that I did. So this is going to be coming to the channel very, very shortly. I think it did come. I think it is going to come to the channel in about 2 days, when we test out the next car, I think. Now, so that was the first thing. I thought that was pretty cool, and I think it's needed, especially in speed runs as well. So that's going to be very cool. I may have let something slip there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Moving on. Another thing as well that I wanted to get into, and I've been getting into slowly, is FPV racing. Now, I find FPV goggles quite difficult to fit because I wear glasses, and because my glasses are corrective, I do need to have them on. But in saying that, I'm not totally blind. My prescription isn't very strong. Now, what I wanted is I wanted a pair of FPV goggles that could actually record well, that had a tripod stand, a tripod mount onto them as well, and I went with these. This is the Eachine EV800. Now, I've got Eachine goggles anyway, and they're pretty good. They're not too bad. I thought I would go with this because I've heard pretty good things there, and the price point was pretty good as well, as I'm starting off. When I get better at it, and when I start to enjoy it a bit more, perhaps I'll go for some Fat Sharks or something like that. But for now, I'm just going to go for one of these. Now, this is what they look like. They're quite nice, and it also gives you a 5-inch display inside here as well, unlike my other ones, which are only 3.2 inches. Now, another thing, as I say, when I was reviewing the Flying Frog a few weeks ago, I noticed that it was very difficult to record on those particular goggles. So what I've done is I've got a pair of goggles with a tripod mount so that I can record the screen here as well. Now, that being said, this has got hundreds of different modes, not hundreds, maybe 30, different frequencies. Yeah, there we go. So loads of different frequencies there that can be used. and I'm hoping, I've already tried them out, they work very, very well. I'm very happy, but I obviously want to get a bit more into FPV flying as well, because it's something that I really enjoy. So there we go. There's two things. Ah, yes. Also, as part of our metal build as well for a couple of our cars, I've had a load of metal parts turn up, so floorboards and front bumpers and everything else. So we're going to be picking up the A959, I think, from WL Toys, and we're going to be picking that up. I'm just waiting for some wheel adapters to arrive, some hex adapters, and then we're going to pick up from where we left off, and we're going to pretty much just turn 3/4 of it aluminium, and then we're going to chuck it off ramps. So there we go. So only a shortish video. So until then, folks, I shall see you tomorrow, I think, at 1800 hours GMT or BST or whatever. And until then, folks, happy flying, stay safe, and see you then.